All right, Coach, first off, just kind of, how did you think the team played on Saturday?
It's Jekyll and Hyde. We played very well at first, and then we got complacent both offensively and defensively. I think everybody looks at our defense and says you gave a lot of yards and points at the end, which we did. But that's not all on them. We got a chance. We're up 41-10 and got a chance to put the game away, and we don't on offense. We had 2 4th down and shorts that we did not convert, which missed a field goal, which led to some of that, some of those big plays they had because our defense was on the field quite a bit. So that's part of the no huddle, fast tempo pace that you run, and I think part of that is knowing when you can still run your offense, but tone it down a little bit, and take some time off the clock and help the defense out. So glad we got the win. It's a lot easier to correct mistakes after a win, but we got a long way to go to get where we want to get. So by no means are we satisfied with the way we played the entire game. We are satisfied with the outcome.
So you've preached all year about getting this team to play 4 quarters, and obviously still not quite the case. Do you think you've made some progress in that at least, and what else do you need to work on to get there?
For the first 3 or 4 games, we were a second half team, and we played the first half, so we made some progress on that. Now we just got to put the second half with the first half. We seem to be playing in spurts, which is good, but the spurts have got to continue. We still have to put a full 60 minutes together. We'll take 45 minutes, I thought, that we played this week, and maybe we'll get another 15 minutes out of them this week. So.
The running game, that did real well last week. You talked about that. Controlling the clock, is that going to be something that's going to be an important emphasis this week too on offense? That if you just pounding it against is going to be something that's really going to come into play, you think?
We're last in the conference right now in time of possession. That's okay if you can score a lot of points, but when you're not scoring points, that's going to hurt you. There's a difference between going 3 and out and having a 50-yard explosive play for a touchdown like we had, or a 44-yard run for a touchdown like we had, as compared to getting 0 yards in less than a minute going off the clock. And that's where we have to be smarter as a coaching staff, and we have to be smarter as head coach and make sure our offense, they know that, hey, we need to slow the tempo down, give a little break, give a rest. Again, you can still run your offense without the tempo, still run the plays. Just hold the clock a little bit and make sure we get some time off. Running the ball, you got to be able to run the ball to run the clock out. We weren't doing that toward the end in the third quarter and the fourth quarter.
Talk about the running game. Freshman Jared Compton had his best game that he's had of his career. I don't think he's had a single play where he's lost yardage. Talk about Jared and how he's developed.
Well, Jared has a funny knack of making people miss. And I think that's where you see him make these jump cuts and little spin moves. He runs the ball a little too high, and he's got better this week at getting a shoulder pass down lower so he doesn't take a big hit. So seeing vast improvement. The more reps he gets, the more action he gets, the more vision, the better vision he gets, seeing the field and seeing the guys. And with what we do, the running back has to make one guy miss, and if you can make one guy miss, he can get big long plays. And I think Jared is a very good example of that.
So just preview the matchup coming up this week.
I think they're a solid team. I think that their record doesn't indicate how good they are. I think defensively, they're good. I mean, they've got good up front, 7. That's where their linebacker core is where the strength is. And I think that they're searching for an identity on offense. They've run through some quarterbacks. Starter got injured for the year, from my understanding. We've seen on film, 3 different quarterbacks in the last 2 games. So they do multiple things. So it's putting our defensive staff, it's putting a lot of work in trying to figure out. One time it's 12 personnel and they're running the ball right at you, and then they put a defensive lineman in as a tight end and run the ball at Midwestern like they do, and then they come out and spread it against Western Mexico. So very multiple in how they do things. Last week the quarterback did a great job of running the ball, so that's a danger we've got to put in focus. And they had 7 turnovers in a block punt, and you're not going to win. I don't care who you're playing. You're not going to win a lot of games when you have 7 turnovers and block punt, yet they're still in the game. So that tells you something about who they are. They play a lot tougher at home, and this will be our first time for me and our staff to go down there with this team. Looking forward to going down there to Ratliff Stadium and playing.
Last week you talked about the defense needing to force turnovers, and you did just that this week.
Yeah, we did, and I thought we should have gotten another one because we got our hands on some balls, got a strip sack from Nate Foreman, and Jared Johnson had a strip on a tackle for loss, and we weren't able to get the ball. I thought that the second interception we had that was called back was in question about why it was called back without getting in trouble for that. I'll say that. But it turned out that way. I think we ended up with that missed interception based on the penalty, and then at least 3 balls on the ground that we did not get. That we've got to get to become a really good team. And I was happy with the way we started with getting the pick. I thought Ladarian played the play perfect and baited him a little bit, broke on the ball, and got us going. And Jordan scored, and that's what you got to do when you get those turnovers. You got to score. It's just like the irritating fact is the short punt. The guy fumbles the punt, he kicks it, we get the ball at the 30-yard line. Well, we give it right back to him. We can't do that. We're not to the point where we can overcome those type of things.
Your kicking game, that was kind of a mixed bag last week. You did get 7 points of a block punt, that was good, but you missed a field goal and an extra point, and you had that one short kickoff. That's got to be a factor this week. Did you say they're going to be open auditions for some of the kicking spots, or
Yeah.
what's the?
Well, that's what I was doing this morning. While everybody else is practicing, I took those kickers and took them to the side, and I told them this is what we want, this is what we want to practice, and I'll be over there with them. And, we got 3 kickers out there, and all of them were auditioning for the field goal position, and all 3 were kicking off and spots to where we want the ball. And I'm pretty happy with the way Aaron Coash has come out and punted the ball better. He did have one that was he shanked, and that might be part of me because I feel like I want to use the rugby punt, and he's more confident with the speed punt, the normal punt. So we'll keep working on that and block it more securely to make it more comfortable back there and punt the ball. But we've got to, those opportunities come to put points on the board. We've got to take advantage of it. We didn't.
What do you think about the crowd on Saturday?
Great homecoming crowd. I thought it was awesome. A lot of former alumni football players here. We had guys all the way from Pennsylvania come in, former players. I got fans up in New Hampshire that are texting me, and we got fans all over the place watching the game. I think that's pretty cool. Shooting me messages about former players doing that. So it was fun, and I hope we can continue to build on that. The crowd just keeps coming out here. I think it's a great fan experience for everybody out here. I hear people talking about being up in the club seats and what's going on around with the events and the in-game promotions and things like that. I hear a lot about how much they like the tailgating on campus and it being right here, us walking through, and it's just a great atmosphere to be at. And if we keep winning, it'll hopefully be continue. Shoot, we're 3-0, so we can play every game here until